Hello, my lovely friends. Let's go through my August reads. On my TikTok, I did do a yes, no, maybe of these. So if I reference to that, that's why. So hopefully I have some viewers from over there. Hello, and thank you for coming over here. I This is my first time really going through in-depth reviews of like my monthly reads. So please bear with me. Please bear with me. Okay, so first I have Collided and Wrecked, which is books. Collided is book 2, and Wrecked is book 3 in the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. Okay. I read the Dreamland Billionaire series by her, and I am also reading the Lakefront Billionaire series by her. I am 3 books into the Dirty Air series, and I am just not feeling these characters. I don't love them. I know I should just DNF, but like I just have like such a hard I have a hard time leaving something so unfinished, and I know that's a me problem. So like it doesn't need to be addressed. I know. And I know it's, oh, just DNF the book. Okay, I know. But I have anxiety and I hate things unfinished. I I did not like Throttled the first book. I don't know. I just felt like we were very surface level with those characters. And as well as Collided, I feel like we were really surface level. They weren't bad. I like Sophie. I do. Um I don't know. With Wrecked though, with Jackson Elena, I did like their story a lot more because they had a lot more to them. I don't know, maybe I just need some like trauma in my characters' lives, and I don't know. I don't know. Is it me? Maybe I'm the broken one, and that's why like I don't like this series. I don't love it. But I like it enough to continue because I need to know how it ends. Although I know the next book, I don't even know what it's called. Redeemed is Santiago, and his sister's book is Throttled, the first book. I didn't like him in Throttled, so I'm really if I'm not fucking with him, I'm going to DNF that book. But for these on my TikTok, I said maybe. And that is why. I have not been in a very big romance theme, like just like, base. That sounds bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. Like basic romance, I have not been in the mood for these types of romances. Why are you reading them, Lex? I don't know. I don't know, okay? They were available on my Libby to listen to while I drive around, while I work. So okay, so these next two, I listened to them both on, I don't know what that was. I listened to them both on audio and I adored them. And I know that even if I didn't listen to them on audio, I would have enjoyed them, but the audiobooks were so good. The first one was probably my favorite audio wise, like through like the narration, and that is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. This was so enjoyable. I just loved it. I was constantly laughing. These two, the chemistry between these two, it was Scotty and what is his name? Scotty and Wilder. They just had so much chemistry, and like you could just tell that they were perfect for each other. I adored them. This is basically a fake marriage type of situation. If you've seen any of my other YouTube videos, I when I go into a book, I don't know much about them. And so I also tend to not tell you very much about them because that's how I go into them. But I loved this one. And it was like a marriage of convenience type of situation. And I loved it. And the other one is Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. I love this book. I don't know what anybody was talking about, saying like it was just more spice than anything because I thought it was the perfect amount. And I thought the storyline was really good. And I loved these two together, Scarlett and Lucas. I loved them together. And I also really like seeing the cameo of Olive and Adam and Olive. I loved seeing them in this, and this also was a phenomenal audiobook. So if you are considering listening to either of these books, please do it because they're both amazing, and I think listening to them it was just so much better. The next book is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I At the beginning of this book, I was like, what in the actual F is going on? Like I was genuinely so confused. But it's a new fantasy book. I mean, that's to be expected. I think I want to say about 30% it like started to like really pick up, but not saying that the beginning didn't hook me because it did. Like it wasn't like a Crescent City type of situation. I was so intrigued by what was going on, I couldn't stop reading it. Like, it was really good. And with Rachel, her writing is just so unique, and she just comes up with the most interesting plots and just worlds, honestly. Um, so this one is about a diviner, and they dream, and I don't know. I'm also not very good at explaining things, but it's a gothic miscloaked tale of a young prophetess who is forced on an impossible quest with the one knight whose future she cannot see. And again, I'm not going to give you much more because I personally like going in blind. I went into this blind and I recommend that. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can go look up the summary if you want. There's gargoyles in this, there's sprites, there's a couple twists and turns. The end, I was so mad. I was so mad. But looking back, I can understand like we got signs that that was going to happen. Um I didn't love the characters together, but I really did enjoy the storyline, but I wasn't invested in their story. I did say yes for this one. I would recommend this book. Just it's different for everyone, but there's a gargoyle in here. I love him. I love him. And if you've read this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. I would die for that gargoyle. Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I would recommend this book. I would recommend it if you want your heart ripped out and stomped on multiple times by like a pack of wolves. Because why? Why would you do this? What? And I was like delusional thinking that the ending would be different. If you know, you know. But tears, crying, heartbreak. What? This book was really good. Um this girl is attacked one night. She ends up surviving it, and lo and behold, it she's gonna die. She's gonna have an aneurysm and she's going to die. And so she has a little bit. She has 7 days, and she decides to spend those 7 days finding out who killed her. Yeah, and this one also comes with like family drama, family trauma. I don't know. This was a heartbreak, but I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, I rated it 5 stars and I would recommend it to you. The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 2 in the Nightborn duet and part of a like whole series. If you do not know, I didn't know when starting The Serpent and Wings of Night, this series is going to consist of 3 duets, so 6 books in total, but you get a little novella in there and you get a standalone novel in there. So at least right now it's like 8. Yes, I would recommend this. I'm just having such a good time with this series. Like it's fun. I like these characters. I like the other characters I've met. I know what's coming, like what other characters we're going to learn. I'm enjoying these. I'm not going to tell you much about these because I'm not going to say much about this one because if I do, like it would completely spoil the first one for you, but read it. They're viral on TikTok, like, for a reason. They are good. They're not great, like they're not like wonderful, my favorite thing I've ever read, but they are really good. And I'm having a fantastic time reading this series, and I am so excited to continue them. Glorious Rivals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Listen, I love JLB, and I met Jennifer in August, and it was for this book. It was the book tour. I read the Inheritance Games a few years ago. I really loved it. My best friend and I ended up reading the rest together because I read the first one for her, annotated it, sent it to her, and then we read the rest of the series together. Really loved them. So this is book 2 in the Grandest Game series, which is like a continuation of the first trilogy. I I don't know. I don't love all these characters, so this is going to go hand in hand with the Grandest Game because I kind of feel the same about them both. So this is book 2 of that. I We're introduced new characters obviously. If you know what's going on in these books, you understand like I don't want to tell you too much again because I don't want to spoil the trilogy, the original trilogy. I don't love the newer characters that we're meeting. Um but I love being in this world. That's the thing. And we do get to see the characters from the OG trilogy. Avery and all the boys. And that's why I like kept going. And in this one, you do get to see the OGs a little bit more than you did in the Grandest Game. And we do have one more book of this one coming out. I can't remember what she said. I want to say it's next summer and it's called The Gilded Blade. And also I got this one personalized and that's just so special to me. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I just didn't love it. And I prefer the OGs a lot more, but I don't have anything else bad to say about them. I love the puzzles. JLB does what she does. Ignore my cat. Um I just don't like all the characters. There's quite a couple of them that actually I cannot stand, and that's probably just a me problem. Last One to Die by Cynthia Murphy. I said no to this one. I would not recommend this book. I was really bored. I was really bored. It went a kind of a way that I wasn't expecting it to go. This girl goes to the big city, she gets attacked, and everyone that's getting attacked looks like her. And I don't know, there's this giant like historical background too, like with this museum. I was just so bored. And I picked this one up because a lot of people recommend it if you like Ghostface. And so that's why I picked it up. And I just kept listening. I was like, maybe it'll get better. It didn't. Not for me. But that's fine. Not every book is for everybody. And then The Thrashers by Julie Soto. If I had read this at a different time, I feel like I would have liked it more. Um, when I read this, my wife was in the hospital, so I wasn't in the greatest mindset. But I liked it, but I wasn't as into it as I wanted to be. And quite honestly, I probably should have just paused the read, but I didn't. But I liked it. I did. And I recommend it. I think Julie Soto's a great writer. Granted, this is only my second book I've read by her, but she just kind of has this writing that really just pulls you in. Okay, excuse me for the outfit change and hair change. I had a friend come over, so I paused my recording, but we are almost done. We only have a little bit of a stack left for my August reads, so let's go through them. The first one was the next one. What do you mean? The Summer She Went Missing by Chelsea Akeso. I like this one. I mean, it was interesting. I would say maybe, um, but I did like it. It was quite twisty. So yes, I would recommend this one. The next one is Ace is Wild by Amanda DeWitt. I say maybe it's this one just because I didn't vibe with the characters. Um, I don't they just weren't anything special to me. I thought it was very surface level, and that's just a me issue. So I would also say maybe. And also I wasn't in the mood for it, I guess. I should have just paused it or set it aside, but I didn't, even though I should have. It's fine. And then I read Sleep Tight by J.H. Margert. I really like this. It kind of gave vibes similar to The Whisper Man. So if you liked that book, then I think you would like this book and vice versa. And also, like, if you're a Stephen King lover, I would also recommend this book along with The Whisper Man. Yeah, it's this serial killer is put to death, and right after he's put to death, the detective who made the original arrest is murdered. And so then the detective's daughter is a detective herself, and her daughter gets kidnapped by the person, you know what I mean. Words are not working right now. Okay, and then New Moon Phases of Healing by R.H. Sin. I just say maybe. I think you really have to be in the mood for poetry. Um, my light just went out. I think that you poetry is for when you most need it. So, okay, well, that's just not going to work for me. Okay, I'm just using my phone flashlight. So, we're just going to go with it. The next one is Perfect Little Monsters by Cindy R.H. R.X. He. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Um, maybe. This book was good. I've read better, but it was good and it was a fun time to listen to. So, do with that what you will. The Coworker by Frida McFadden. I said no, but I'm also at the point where I'm kind of Frida McFaddened out. They're all similar in like certain ways, if that makes sense. So this one was a no for me, and I don't know, it was really like cringy also. And I just this woman is this coworker figure like her other coworker doesn't show up to work. Um Turns out she's dead, and all leads are pointing to this woman. Yeah, that's it. And then Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. Maybe. It was definitely different. Oops, sorry. It's definitely different. I really like the audiobook. The audiobook was really good. They had like sound effects in it, and so I do recommend the audiobook if you read this. I'm not sure I would have enjoyed it as much if I like read it like physically or like as an ebook. Um just Hollywood always burying their gay characters. Um it's about a writer, and it's just kind of it's a ride, honestly, but I do recommend the audiobook if you are going to read it. Down to the last two. Okay, the first one is The Next Flame by Penelope Douglas. These are the novellas that follow the Followaway series. I say maybe. Penelope Douglas is my favorite author. However, I don't love the Followaway series, and that's the only reason why I'm saying maybe, because they definitely have better books out there. Not to I didn't vibe with them personally is the only thing. And then I was lucky enough to receive an arc of Every Step She Takes by Alison Conquerin. I still don't ever know if I pronounce her name right. One of my favorite books is Kiss Her Once for Me by her. Like one of my favorite books ever. My favorite holiday read. I love it. I really enjoyed this book. I liked that the main characters were like older in age. And I feel like we're starting to see that a little bit more because I'm 27. I don't always want to read about like 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. Like just kind of gets old. So it was really nice to see older main characters. And it was also about one of the main characters just figuring out who she is. And so it was also like a coming of age. And I really like that. And that is all for my August reading wrap up. I say my month was kind of so so. I I do need to learn how to DNF books, but it's just really hard because like I spend my money on it and then I'm like I don't really want to not read it. And I also don't like leaving things unfinished. So I know going into this, like into the fall, I have a lot of fantasy books, and so I'm super excited for that. I do have a fall TBR video out if you want to go watch that. Um, I also just haven't been in the mood for like romance books, and I'm almost like getting really tired of like the young adult thrillers right now. Like I think I've read so many in the past like month and a half, 2 months that I need to take a little bit of a break, especially from YA thrillers, because as you notice, like there was a lot in this video. I need to chill out on that. Anyways, thank you for watching.